Welcome to the ACA IELTS series. The IELTS Academic Test Writing Task 1 requires you to describe and analyze visual data like charts, tables, diagrams, and graphs. In this video, we'll guide you through the different visual formats you'll encounter, how to tackle them strategically, common mistakes to avoid, and provide sample questions with model answers to help you prepare. Where these appear in IELTS and AMP, what they test. Writing Task 1. In this task, you'll be given a visual representation, such as a chart, table, graph, or diagram, and asked to summarize and compare key information. This tests your ability to analyze trends, compare data, and describe processes using clear, formal English. You must complete this task in 20 minutes, writing at least 150 words. Speaking Part 3. Occasionally, the speaking section will ask you to discuss trends, statistics, or processes in a general sense. Here, your ability to logically explain data and express your opinions on trends is put to the test. Understanding each visual type and AMP approach. Tables. Tables present data in rows and columns. Focus on identifying the highest and lowest values, noting any trends over time, and comparing similarities and differences. Graphs, line and AMP bar. Graphs illustrate changes over time or comparisons. Key things to look for: overall trends, the highest peaks, the lowest points, and any fluctuations. Charts, pie and AMP bar. These show proportions and distributions. Focus on identifying the largest and smallest sections, and how they compare to each other. Diagrams. Diagrams show processes, life cycles, or mechanical operations. Break down each step logically, and remember to use passive voice when describing processes. Example: water is collected. Common mistakes in AMP. How to avoid them. Too much detail. Don't get lost in every number. Focus on key trends and major points. Ignoring comparisons. Always highlight the differences and similarities, as these are critical for analysis. Poor structure. Stick to the formula, introduction, overview, and main details. This ensures your response is clear and well organized. Inaccurate tenses. Use past tense for historical data, present tense for general facts, and future tense when discussing predictions. Pro tip. Rather than listing individual data points, group similar ones together to make your analysis more cohesive. Here are some advanced strategies for each type. Tables and charts. Look for extremes, highest, lowest, averages, and consistent trends. Graphs. Pinpoint the highest peak, the lowest dip, and overall direction of the graph. Diagrams. When describing processes, use the passive voice. Example: water is filtered. It adds clarity and formality to your writing. Vocabulary boost. Use phrases like a significant increase, a sharp decline, remained stable, or fluctuated slightly, to convey data more accurately. Let's look at some sample practice questions, graphs and model answers. Table examples. The table below shows the percentage of students passing their final exams in 4 schools from 2010 to 2020. The table illustrates the percentage of students passing their final exams in 4 schools, A, B, C, D, between 2010 and 2020. Overall, all schools showed an upward trend in the percentage of students passing over the decade. School C consistently had the highest pass rates, starting at 80% in 2010 and rising to 90% by 2020. In contrast, School D had the lowest pass rates, with only 60% in 2010 and increasing to 70% by 2020. School A and School B experienced similar improvements, with School A starting at 75% in 2010 and reaching 85% by 2020, while School B increased from 65% to 75% over the same period. In summary, each school showed a gradual increase in pass rates, with School C outperforming the others and School D lagging behind throughout the period. The table compares the number of international students in 5 different countries in 2023. Sample answer. The table compares the number of international students enrolled in higher education in 5 countries during 2023. The United States had the highest number of international students, with 900,000 enrolled. The United Kingdom followed, hosting 500,000 international students. Canada and Australia had similar figures, with 350,000 and 300,000 international students, respectively. Germany had the smallest number, at 250,000 students. In conclusion, the United States led by a significant margin, while Germany had the fewest international students among the 5 countries. Graph examples. The line graph below illustrates the number of visitors to 3 different museums from 2015 to 2023. Sample answer. The line graph illustrates the number of visitors to 3 museums from 2015 to 2023. Museum A consistently had the highest number of visitors throughout the period, with a steady increase from 150,000 in 2015 to 250,000 in 2023. Museum C followed a similar upward trend, rising from 120,000 to 250,000 visitors. Museum B, however, had the lowest number of visitors, starting at 100,000 and increasing to 150,000 by the end of the period. Overall, all museums saw a rise in visitor numbers, with Museum A and Museum C showing the most significant increases. The bar chart compares the average monthly temperature in 3 cities. Sample answer. The bar chart compares the average monthly temperatures in 3 cities for the months of January, April, July, and October in 2023. City C consistently had the highest temperatures, with 15 degrees Celsius in January, 18 degrees Celsius in April, 35 degrees Celsius in July, and 25 degrees Celsius in October. City B followed with moderate temperatures, ranging from 10 degrees Celsius in January to 30 degrees Celsius in July and 20 degrees Celsius in October. City A recorded the lowest temperatures, starting at 5 degrees Celsius in January, rising to 22 degrees Celsius in July, and ending at 14 degrees Celsius in October. In conclusion, City C was the warmest, while City A had the coolest temperatures overall. Chart examples. The pie chart below shows the distribution of household expenses in a typical American family in 2023. Sample answer. The pie chart illustrates the allocation of household expenses in a typical American family in 2023. The largest proportion of the budget is spent on housing, accounting for 35% of the total expenses. Food and transportation follow, with 15% and 12%, respectively. Healthcare and education each take up 10%, while entertainment and savings represent 8% and 10%, respectively. This distribution highlights that housing remains the primary financial commitment for American families, followed by essential living expenses like food and transportation. The pie chart presents the number of books borrowed in a public library across different age groups. Sample answer. The pie chart illustrates the proportion of books borrowed in a public library across different age groups. It is evident that adults, 36 to 60, borrowed the highest number of books, accounting for 28.6% of the total. Young adults, 20 to 35, followed closely, borrowing 25.7% of the books. Children, 0 to 12, and teens, 13 to 19, also showed significant borrowing rates, at 21.4% and 17.1%, respectively. Meanwhile, seniors, 60 plus, borrowed the least number of books, making up only 12.9% of the total. This data suggests that reading interest is particularly high among adults and young adults, whereas seniors borrow fewer books, possibly due to accessibility or preference for other reading formats. Thank you for watching. Have questions or need personalized guidance? Drop your queries in the comments or join our IELTS program, led by American educators. Call us today at +94 71 051 3101. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to ACA Global for more IELTS tips and strategies. Best of luck with your preparation.